What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 7 different Grayscale trusts today. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. A couple of you have had some good ideas on what I should do with these videos, but I might not do them every time. I might do them sometimes if I have the time. For example, Bchg, you were saying that I should just talk about every Grayscale trust. If I'm going to talk about them, I might as well talk about all of them. And I hear you, but the thing is, hear me. I have just now sat on my butt doing videos for about 2 hours. Okay? I've done it for 2 hours. So my will to go beyond what has been requested, it's a little bit diminished. If it's a day where a lot of things are popping off in the Grayscale Trust world, if it's a day where I have more time and I'm not cutting into sleep and I'm not running the risk of like literally sleeping less than 5 hours in a night, then I will do it. But at this point in time, guys, I will be lucky to get 6 hours of sleep, so I'm going to do my 7 requested Grayscale trusts, and I'm going to get out. But I appreciate the recommendations. I do appreciate the input. It's not that, I would like to talk about it. I would like to do more in-depth analysis across the whole board. I think that sounds like a really good idea. Just for me, with the amount of time I have as of now, it's not really feasible for me to do. But look at me just making up excuses and talking about who cares what. I really want to talk about the TA. I want to talk about the list. Let's get into that. Shout out to you, Bchg. You're awesome, man. But we're going to go over Mana for Mr. Eggroll Man, who's also awesome. Ltcn and Bchg for Flower Child, who is also awesome. G-Soul for Music to Motion, who is also awesome. And then we're going to talk about G-Link and Bchg and Zcash for Saltwater Reef and Kurt, who, of course, you guys guessed it, they both rock. So anyways, let's get on with this. Let's do this right now. Let's get into this. I'm going to pause the music. We're going to get going. Mana on the Grayscale Trust, you guys, wow. Up 134% this month, yeah. Here's the deal, guys. This thing's about to pop. This thing's about to go up. It's about to go really, really high. You're about to see some fireworks fly. You're going to be above $100 very soon. Very soon. Why do I say that? If you go to Mana, the coin, this thing is ready to run, man. It's ready to run. And what really gives it away is this ribbon. That ribbon crossing right now, like this, you guys, it's a very, very bullish look. We've already touched back at it. I would anticipate that this cross would promote weeks of price action to the upside, at least taking you to $1.10, but more likely you're going to be working up to like a couple dollars, over a couple, maybe even up to like $4, man. Like genuinely. That's what this means. Like, it's very, very powerful. It's a very, very significant thing to happen, and that reflects very well for Mana on the Grayscale Trust itself. So be prepared, you guys. Yes, over the past month, it's done well for itself, but this, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. This is going to do really well. That's a very nice look on your weekly RSI. Very nice look indeed. On a daily perspective, I like the bounce off the 50. Yeah, you don't have volume coming in, but whatever. You don't have the higher highs yet, so that's okay. If we look at this from a high to a low point, look at that. Broke above the 618. You're finding support on it. You guys, this thing, I'm telling you, before April's over, and that feels too conservative. It might be by the end of next week, this thing could be worth over $100, $120, beyond that even. It's going to do phenomenal things in a short amount of time. Up only week after week is what I'm saying. That's what this thing wants to do. And is it going to be, when I say up only, does that mean that it's going to do this and then just keep going? No, it'll probably, you probably checked around here, you probably have a flash crash, move up, whatever. Like, but day after day you might do this, but week after week you're going to be moving up in a non-curved line, but in a straight line, something like that. Anyways, that's Mana. Let's talk now about Ltcn on the Grayscale Trust. Ltcn also, you guys, very same exact thing that's going on with Mana, okay? We talk about LTC USD. I mentioned it yesterday in that MA Ribbon video. Same thing, but on the weekly. Boom, you're having this cross right now. Right now. 2 days, 18 hours, that's all it's going to take, and you're having this cross. You checked back already. See, whenever you have these crosses, you can see the cross happened here. you kind of checked back to your ribbon, and then you went down. But you're having the cross now. You've already checked back to your ribbon. You're going to see the positive reaction take place soon. I would think so. I mean, look at last time that you crossed up was over here, and the week that literally led into the official cross, you pumped 33% to the upside. So what would that mean for LTCN? I would assume it's going to mean really good things. I would assume, again, same kind of statement. You ain't seen nothing yet. We're up 54% this week. You're worth about $38.49. By the end of next week, you guys, it could be worth roughly double that. Like, genuinely speaking, we could be worth about $63, $70, maybe even all the way up to $113. This move is happening right now. Like right now, this is what's going on, okay? We are literally, based off of price action, right? Whenever we were up here, we fell off a cliff. There's nothing in your way. Nothing in your way at all until you get to right here, right? That little thing. Until you get to right there where you had support and resistance. There's these ugly lines in the way, but if you see what I'm talking about right there, literally right there, there's nothing in your way at all. To be fair, I suppose right there, right at about $60, okay? That's in your way. But other than that, earmarked. And you're very hot on your RSI. Yes, absolutely, there's bearish divergence right there. There is. But you guys, we got this. I remember last week, whenever it closed like this, and I was saying that would have suggested that we go back down to these high points here. I feel like in my last video last week, looking at the daily RSI, what was it? I want to be clear. I don't remember what I said. I think I said, I feel like I did say, there was a time, I know there were a couple days where I wasn't convinced that this would be good and that would move us back down to these areas, but I want to say my last video last week on LTCN, I did say that this probably will just be a little psych out, because you do get that where you'll move down. I swear I said this exact thing, man. I might be making it up because I don't have the best memory sometimes, but I feel like I remember saying that. And I swear I'm not just trying to be right or wrong. You guys know I don't give a care. I really don't care about that. But what I'm trying to say is this right here. You had this divot. You had a green week that technically was a red week. It closed 1.5% to the downside. Should have marked you for this, but we had a little fake out. We didn't get confirmation to the downside. It was printed, but we didn't get confirmation. So all that to say, we had bearish divergence, and it was even printed. We still have it now. This thing is toying with you, you guys. It's toying with you. Really what it is it's really, really, really strong right now. And it wants to show you its strength. 54% this week. It's not stopping here. High to low. You're at your 1886. Cool. We'll see you at your 2272, 2618, 2886. We'll see you in anywhere and everywhere in between. And I bet, being that your 2272 is right here, and this kind of weekly high close from previous price action, previous historical data, references, whatever, is there, you probably do find resistance at that $60 to $54 area. You probably do. And then you pull back to this area. You might even pull all the way back here. You guys, I'm talking about huge swings. Okay, it happens. It happens, especially in things like the Grayscale Trust, man. But you're also in the middle of a parabolic move. Like, huge swings are just name of the game, part of the design with stuff like this. But dude, it's looking really good. It's looking really good. I'm like literally getting too excited talking about it. I might just be slap happy because I'm tired. But yes, up only for this thing as well. With that being said, don't be sad if tomorrow you pull back a little bit. You still from here, you could pull all the way back here at $38. You could go all the way back to $30 before you make that run up. It can happen. Okay? I'm just saying, over the coming weeks, if not next week, you very well could be double this price, or at least around double, maybe just under that. There is the possibility as well of even being worth essentially like 3 times this price in that same amount of time. That $99 target is there, but I'm looking again more at that $54 to $60 target. So that's LTCN. Looking frisky, looking like it wants to risk it to get the biscuit. It wants to smash, man. All right, LTCN, that's that. Bchg, also looking frisky. A frisky little biscuit in its own respect, man. over this week and really over the past like couple weeks, I feel like BCHG has done better than LTCN. I think LTCN's about to take the helm. BCHG will still grow, but LTCN might see more growth, right? BCH in itself, looking at it here, you guys know. Oh my goodness, I love seeing it, man. You guys know I made the bold call yesterday. I said we would be above $600 today, and damn it, went to 586. Oh well, that's okay. I did say if not today that it could happen over the coming days by the end of this week, but I also did say that by the end of this week is when I would expect that we'd be above $600. So we still got a couple days, technically 2 days and 18 hours left. I think we're in the middle of that move right now. I think from high to low. Did I pause the music? I better have paused the music. All right, good. From high to low, it just looks so, it's so simple looking at it like this, right? Like we're right there. 598, 97, $600 right there, right? We're probably going to go just above that. And genuinely speaking, we could make a run all the way up here. Okay, so if BCH looks like that, even if it wants just a little bit more from here, you know, the day actually closed down here. Where did the day for the stocks close? Let me see. Would have closed right there. So yeah, it went down a little, whatever. You know, from here, that's about another 3% up, potentially to 10% up, potentially to 20% up. With those kind of numbers, man, even 3% for BCHG would be another like 10% day or so. You know, like another day like today was, moving upwards. And you're looking good, man. You are looking good. You look like you could actually go higher. Wow, crazy, dude. You're going to probably go into the 90s, which would then imply that BCHG, where are you going, dude? This is definitely more bullish of a chart than LTCN right now. You probably find resistance around $23. You're at 1667. I want to take that back. I said it's more bullish than LTCN. I think LTCN looks like it wants to gain more percentage-wise over the coming weeks. I just mean that this is a more bullish-looking chart right now because you're like right about. I mean, essentially, let's see. You might have already done it. You interacted very close, not quite, but you interacted almost with this top area from your last cycle, where LTCN hasn't done that yet. It looks like it's going to grow more and interact with that area probably over the coming weeks and months. Where BCHG is already here, so it probably doesn't move up too much higher, but I do think it moves up higher nonetheless. I think we're at 1667. We could see this thing being worth 1734 or likely closer to that $23 area before we see some more consolidation, a pullback. I would expect, you know, if you look at in comparison here, right, huge move up, huge repercussions. Steady, super steady with a little blow up. And then, yes, it was pretty significant to the downside, right? We had, what was that, 30% day to the downside or so, 30% weeks, 41% to the downside. But not as significant as this over here, right? And we consolidated. I would expect, what I'm trying to get to is I would expect that we see something more like this, less like this when we get up here. I bet we do see some kind of dramatic pullback. That probably pulls us back to about $10, $11, something like that. We won't know until we have the high, unfortunately, to like draw a proper fib on it. But let's just see for what we have here, high to low. At 786 is just a little higher. I mean, maybe you don't go to $23. Maybe you're going all the way up to $30, man. I don't know. That's your 886. That's your next like macro fib area, but you don't have to go there. You could just peek your head through the 786, go to like $20, $23, and then turn around. Find support on the 6.9. Hey, not bad. At least pull back to the golden ratio area. That's probably where you find support. Wherever you top off, it would make sense, and then you go up higher. Very, very bullish looking chart. It all depends. All this stuff that I'm saying can go out the window. If BCH decides to do some phenomenally crazy things, like if 20%, if Bitcoin Cash moves up 20%, I mean, this thing's probably going to move up like at least like 30%, right? Which would be at $22. If it were to double, move up 40%, that'd be $23, which that makes sense, right, with what we're doing. And if for whatever reason, if it was to gain higher than that, you know, I don't see I don't see BCH moving up more than 20% in the near term, personally. But if it were to just go on a straight terror, we were to move up to $900, $1,000. I mean, this thing could be moving up to its previous highs, right? All the way up to like $50. So just be aware of that. Everything I'm saying as far as technical analysis goes shows that we have just a little bit higher to go. I say a little bit higher. We're at 1667. I'm talking about prices that are at like just above $17, if not potentially at $23, and more likely around that $23 area. From $16, it's a pretty solid gain. But again, if Bitcoin Cash decides to get real pumpy, this thing will follow suit. And again, these trusts can move down while the native coins move up. That happens. We've seen that. But during a breakout move, if Bitcoin Cash is just shooting for the stars, this will probably not move down, and it will probably move up higher. So good job, Grayscale Trust holders. Let's talk about GSOL. Talking way too much. I want to get through these. Wow. Hell of a pullback, right? Yeah. I don't know. You look good, man. You look resilient. I think you look pretty resilient. I forget what my last comments were on this as well, but I like it, dude. I like it. I do. I don't think you're going below these lows. I don't think you'll go below 380. You're at 431 right now. Okay, I take it back. I don't think you go below 367. But I still don't believe you go below 380. But yeah, man, if you get above $506 on this, you're going up to 803, 1216 in a very short amount of time. You're about to break out of this kind of consolidation phase up here. You know, you could be in it for another week or so, but soon you're going to break out. So I'm just going to leave it to that. Which direction you break out, we don't know, but I will say things look bullish. I will say things look bullish. So I would assume if we were to break out soon or next week, it'd be to the upside. And if we do break out to the upside, where are we going? Likely at a minimum $803. We're at 431 now. So GSOL has some life, I think, in it. If not, if it goes lower, well, we can talk about that when it happens. You'd probably go back to about 246, maybe even all the way down to about 193. That's GSOL. Talk about G-Link. G-Link. High to low. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know with this one. I want to say you're going to pull back a little bit. You're at 144. You could pull back to about like 120. But inevitably work your way higher. I don't know. I don't have a problem with the daily or the weekly RSI. I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. And I'm back. All right, so I'm going to say you go down for the time being in the short term, the immediate term. Look for that 120 to $95 area to find support, and then we could talk about you going higher, but that's G-Link. File G, and then we'll finish this up with Zcash. File G is probably my least favorite one to chart because it's just so weird. I could call for you to go above this high all the way up to $500, and you really could move more or less like this. But first, you drop down to $150, and then you go up. You know, like not an easy one. Filecoin, what are you doing? Filecoin's looking frisky, so I'll give it to File G. But the thing is before Filecoin breaks out, if it's consolidating again, this thing could move down. It doesn't look like much, but it could move down 25%, no problem, before really breaking out higher. Is it a good time to buy? I don't know, man. It was a good time to buy months ago, but it's I suppose it's a good time to buy. Filecoin's about to break out. This thing's probably going to do really well for itself. High to low. Yeah, I don't know, man. You can't really do TA on something like this. You can try. Yeah, you got price targets above 700 bucks, man. All the way up at like 800 bucks. You could move to 172 first. Like a whole $100 less than this. I don't think you do, though. I think you move higher. Yeah, I think you're in the midst of a move that will be up above 700 bucks, but just below 800 bucks, maybe even just above 800, because you're not respecting these fibs too well, which that makes sense with a low liquid asset like this. So yeah, 800 bucks, man. Bchg soon before June. Maybe even it could be as early as like the second week of April. That's Bchg. Let's finish this bad boy up with ZCSH. I want to say too, guys, if Bitcoin happens to do a crazy dramatic dump and takes the market with it, everything that I said obviously it's just going to go out the window. Nothing you can do about that. But I don't know if it's going to, honestly. I mean, it will at some point. It's just when. ZCSH looks like it kind of wants to go down. So does Zcash. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, you probably move down. I bet you form a higher low. You don't go below like 560, but you could go as low as like 650. Maybe you hold $7, $7.10. You're at $7.92, but lower from here nonetheless is where I think you're going. And that's it, guys. That's all I got for you. So if you liked the video, if you had a good time, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. You guys, thank you very much for coming. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, all the constant support that you guys have given me. It's phenomenal, man. It's very phenomenal. Keeps me going whenever I'm slap happy late at night like this. I really do appreciate you guys. Anyways, take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. I said bye.